Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm with the League of Women Voters of Camden County. We know that this election is very different, so we want to make sure every voter is prepared. We're going to walk through your entire ballot to make sure that you avoid some of those common mistakes that the Board of Elections sees. We're going to get started. Your ballot has three main parts: the actual ballot itself, your yellow inner privacy envelope, and your green outer mailing or delivery envelope. Let's get started. Okay, first, you're going to want to use a pencil or blue or black ink to complete your ballot. You want to fill in everything properly following these instructions to make sure that it can be scanned by the machine. You're going to go row by row for each race. The first column will show you the name of the race and the number of open seats that you're voting for. In Camden County, the first column is the Republican candidates, the second column is the Democrat candidates, and the third column is the nomination by petition, or what you could also refer to as third-party candidates. The first several races only have one open seat, so for each of these races, you'll just vote for one person. You can vote in either column, so it doesn't matter how you're registered, that doesn't mean anything, you can vote however you want. The county surrogate, we're going to get to here, this is a judge type position who has jurisdiction over the probate of wills, the administration of estates, and more. So if you're not sure about that one, because this isn't on every ballot, you may want to Google it so that you can understand what a surrogate does. The freeholders are next. In New Jersey, that's our name for county commissioners. So it's your county level elected officials. There's one freeholder spot for an unexpired term, which means a freeholder left or is leaving and there's some time left on their term. So these candidates chose to run for the remaining, that partial term. Then we've got the freeholders. There's two open seats here. And again, you can vote for however you see fit. So you can vote for just one of the two seats. You can vote for two people for both open spots. You can pick one from each column. Again, you don't have to vote for tickets. You're voting for individuals. Then at the bottom, you may have members of township committee or borough council. These are your town's elected officials. And again, pay attention to how many open seats there are. A lot of leaves. Okay. Then we're going to, over here, this is for one district in Camden County. There's a school board election. So again, pay attention to how many open seats there are, and you are voting for a maximum of that many seats. For any of the races that I just mentioned, there's a write-in column. So you are able to write in a candidate if you so choose. It's like an inordinate amount of leaves. Okay. Now, if there's any race that you do not want to vote on, just leave that race blank. Your other votes in other races will still count. Definitely do not cross off a race that you're not voting in. And for that matter, don't write anything else on your ballot at all. You'll notice your ballot has no identifying information on it. If you do other markings anywhere on the ballot, those are considered identifying marks and your ballot will be rejected. So only use the bubbles, or if you're doing a write-in candidate, writing in their name clearly and the bubble there for the write-in candidate. Keep your ballot safe and anonymous and only fill it out as instructed. All right, think you're done? Nope. Flip this baby over. On the back are three public questions. These are very important. Every New Jersey citizen should have a say, so make sure that you don't forget to vote on these. They're long. There are some explanations on here, but what we would advise with the League of Women Voters is going to vote411.org. Enter in your address. The League of Women Voters New Jersey has prepared pro and con arguments for each question. So it gives a little bit more information about why you might want to vote for or against the public question. So that can help give you some nonpartisan guidance on how to vote there. Once you're comfortable and you've made your decision, fill out the yes or no bubble to each question. Again, if you are not comfortable or don't feel comfortable voting on one of them, you can just leave it blank. The rest of all of your votes will still count. All right, this is getting ridiculous now. Okay, what we want to do, once you're done, fold up your white ballot and you're going to put it inside your yellow inner certificate envelope. If you helped someone fill out their ballot, or if someone helped you fill out their ballot, the person who assisted has to fill out this portion inside the flap. Once that's done, peel off this adhesive, seal the ballot. This is very important. This is where your personal information is. This cannot be detached. This is how the Board of Elections will know whose ballot it is. Sign very clearly here. You'll want this signature to match your signature on file. You don't want to have to go through the trouble of doing a signed affidavit later to fix any signature issue, so make sure you carefully sign your name when you're filling out your ballot to begin with. Next, there's all instructions here, but we're going to keep going through it. Okay, now you've got this completed. You want to go ahead and, oh gosh, seriously? Put this inside. Okay, now you're ready. Oh, one of the mistakes that people make is not putting their address window visible in that viewer. So let's flip this around. Put it back in there. So it's already got postage on it. You don't need to add any stamps. We're going to talk about how to deliver this in a moment. The last thing you'll do is peel this adhesive, seal up this envelope. Now, very important. If someone else is going to be delivering your ballot for you, even if it's just your spouse dropping it off at the post office, the person carrying your ballot must fill out the bearer portion in front of you. That is vitally important. You can't have someone bringing your ballot to the Board of Elections and your signature's not on it. That's a chain of custody issue. The ballot will not be accepted. So make sure if anyone else is going to bring your ballot anywhere, they need to sign this in front of you before they take the ballot from you. So seal this up. You're ready to go. Because we are so close to the election, we believe the safest thing for you to do is use one of the official secure drop boxes throughout the county or hand deliver it to the Board of Elections in Blackwood. There are hours on the website, there's locations, and actually there's a flyer that came with your ballot that includes all of that information. One other option you do have available that's different this election is that you can take your completed ballot with you to your polling place and turn it in there if you prefer. You can, if you don't want to use your paper ballot, you can just go to your polling place, but they're essentially going to hand you a paper ballot, and it'll be a provisional paper ballot. So it's best if you vote with the ballot that was sent to you. If you've lost it or misplaced it, you'll have to go in person at this point to the county clerk. There's not time to mail one to you. So you have to go to the county clerk's office to request a replacement ballot. And again, if you go in on election day to your polling place without your official ballot, you'll be voting provisionally, and that's a safety precaution to make sure that provisional ballots are counted after all the paper ballots are counted that were submitted by mail or drop box or in person, that they go through all of those and enter those records, then count the provisionals to ensure that no one who did a provisional had already voted with a paper ballot previously. There are also ADA accessible machines at the polling location if that's something that you need. Okay, that's it. That's all you should need for voting, and if you have any questions that we didn't answer, leave them in the comments and we'll do our best to help you out. Thanks, and go vote.